Hi, I'm Phil Parker, and today I'm going to talk about time. What I'm going to talk about is how time relates to you and how your emotional state is really dependent on how you're thinking about it in terms of time. You know that thing where people say, oh, we'll laugh about this in the future, although that means they're not laughing about it now. It's true. I'd like you now to think about something that's bothering you, something minor, something mild maybe to start with. Notice how you feel about it briefly, and then what I'd like you to do is just disappear into your future, about 10 years. 10 years from now, when you look back, what does it look like? Now you may notice I'm gesticulating this way from my future, and I usually talk about my past here. This is called a timeline that I've talked about in previous videos. Timelines is just how we see time. So if yours isn't there and your past isn't here, it's somewhere else, don't worry. That's just me gesticulating. So go into your future, feel what it feels like to look back 10 years. Because now, we're in 2011 when I make this video, if you look back to 2001, what do you remember about 2001? It was 365 days, but you probably don't remember that much of it. Equally, I'd like you to go now into the future to 1,000 years from now. Just to give you some idea, here we are now in 2011. 1,000 years in the past is like 1011. The only thing I kind of know about that period of time is the Battle of Hastings, 1066, the Norman conquests. Don't know much else about that whole period of time. In the same way, if we are 1,000 years in the future, when we look back to now, what will we remember? Will we remember that Obama was president, that Cameron was prime minister? Will we remember how they went to the moon in that period of time? A very kind of diffuse idea of what happened. So then I'd like to go a lot further into the future. I'd like to go, what should we say, 10,000 years into the future. And to give you some idea of what that's like, we look back 10,000 years into the past. Where do we go to? 10,000 years into the past, we've got 2,000 years, we get to the birth of Christ, another 8,000 years, so 4 times as long over there. What do we know? I know that the Romans were around, and then before then there were the Greeks, but that's probably much before the Greeks. So there was some civilization that I can't even talk about. If we go 10,000 years into the future and look back to now and this problem we have, what will it look like? It will just disappear because it doesn't even show up. It's not that important in the greater fabric of time. So when you take this position, you're looking backwards, it all starts to change our perspective on it. And when you come back to now, you'll find you feel differently about the significance of this event. So try that out. Check out where your timelines are, move through time into the future and look back. You can also move back into the past and look into the future at your problem and see how it feels completely different just by being in a different time space in relationship to these issues.